Well, this is the at the beginning that has no end.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jay Yi, and with me today is my good old friend, Alexander Gonzalez.
Hello.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing all right, Jay. How about yourself? I had to think about it. I wanted to check
No,
in.
I'm doing good. Yeah. That was like an hour long at the beginning. That's probably the longest at the beginning we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
But those are not the pre-shows we are talking about today. Today, we are creating something new. Every week, We're Not Game Devs will create a new, exciting video game idea that we have always wanted to play, but do not have any knowledge or know how to create the wonderful experience that are video games. Today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 135th IP Part 1. Part 1, because we are creating this episode for a competition.
Sweepstakes
competition sponsored by Xbox and I guess Warner Bros.
Space Jam,
Yeah.
A New Legacy.
So they if you guys don't know, you guys might have a little bit of time after this episode launches, but they are letting the fans decide as to what their next Space Jam game is going to be like. And so We Are Not Game Devs have decided to put 2 entries in, one idea for me, one idea for Alex, and hope for the best. So
that way, yeah. I'm just reading the terms and conditions right now. And that way, if we get chosen, they will choose us, and we will grant Microsoft Corporation, Warner Brothers, Distributing Incorporated, and other Ocean Interactive an irrevocable, royalty-free, sub-licensable, transferable right to the use of the submission in any medium throughout the world in perpetuity for editorial, educational, promotional, publicity, advertising, or any other purpose.
Exactly. Thanks for reading the black and white.
Did you know that?
I read some of it, but I didn't read all of it. But yeah, so I am here to present my idea for the Space Jam, the future Space Jam video game starring LeBron James. And
they do give a couple of examples of what you can do.
They do. And I have my particular genre decided upon. But before I tell you the genre that I had decided for the first step of the webpage that you go to, let me tell you the lore of what's going on in my game. So
cool.
LeBron James and his son, as they describe in the synopsis they give on the website competition, have been taken captive by an AI something, right? They're trapped in a digital space by a rogue AI. And
yes,
sometime during this point and the point where they do have to play against these AI, LeBron James happens to get sucked into a portal and put back into 1996, maybe 1997.
What?
And so he goes back into the past, and during this period, Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes have already beaten the Monstars, and the Monstars have decided not to go back to their home planet and decide to stay and be friends with the Looney Tunes. But shortly after their defeat, they've kind of gotten a little saddened with their state that they felt what it was like to be these awesome giant basketball champions, and all of a sudden now they're back to their regular selves. So they decide to hold a friendly basketball tournament amongst the Looney Tunes community, and LeBron James was pulled back during this specific period of time after the original Space Jam has ended. And so LeBron James was pulled back to this time period because he needs to practice playing against a different type of basketball game, where if you watch Space Jam, they don't play just regular ass basketball. They play like a loonier version of basketball.
Yeah, where there's special moves that certain characters can do, such as Bugs Bunny, who frequently can use vehicles.
Right.
Limbs get stretchy.
There was a moment where
Sometimes,
Elmer Fudge
uh,
and the I don't remember the other guy's name, but the redhead with the two guns.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, they like shoot out a Monstar's teeth during one of the scenes during during the
Yes.
game in Space Jam, and so LeBron James is sent back to this time to prepare for this sort of basketball. And so what it's going to be is the Monstars against the Looney Tunes and LeBron James, right? And the genre I decided to go for the competition, since they give you 16, I guess, genre templates that they want you to kind of pick what your game's going to be like, is sports slash tactics. And how I imagine this game to play out is you're playing these series of games against the Monstars. And if you watch the movie and remember how the movie goes, the only starters that you really see, or the only players that are always in the game, are Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny, and Michael Jordan, right? And then the other two, or just what's happening, is just every Looney Tune is just on the court at any given time, and they all have their own shenanigans. And so how I feel like this game is going to play out is it's going to be kind of like a live, it's kind of going to be like a real-time strategy game where you could move your character that has the ball, and the other people on your team and the other team will move with you. So every step you take, the other team will take. Maybe it's like you have to do it predetermined, and then the game will play out like an RTS or whatever. But essentially, there's going to be points on the court that when you reach it, a special character union, or a character like
Collaboration or combo.
Yeah, like a combo move happens where if Bugs Bunny has the ball and then you move to a certain point, Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck will have like a combo that will have its own short cut scene where they like trick out the Monstars, and then they go and get close to the basket, or they make a basket or something. It'll let you know on the combo what the effect of that combo will do.
I could see something going on where there's a transition and you see Bugs Bunny's face and Daffy Duck's face on the screen, and then those two characters on the screen that were playing the game will start making a special combo.
Exactly.
And there would be different combos depending on the characters.
Exactly.
For instance, there could be one for Bugs Bunny and Lola. There can be one for Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, and I think they'll all have their own unique animations, like you said, where it matches the two characters, and it's also to different effects, where there's like a passing combo, there's like like an alley-oop type of deal where they like work together and make a goal. Depending on where you are in the court where this combo happens, it does something else. Or like it's a defensive combo where you'll have like the skunk, and you do a combo where the skunk will like do the stink thing to keep a Monstar away, and then you can like go the other way and make a goal or whatever. And they'll all have their own effects. And how I also see is like each LeBron James, or each of the tunes that you control, when you do have control, then we'll have like different movement speed on how far across the court they can make, until like in terms of in relation to other people's distance that they can move in one turn. They'll have different special moves. We'll try to keep the video game references low, but imagine Final Fantasy 15 and Blitzball, where each character has their own unique special moves that they could use. And at certain point, like they have special passes and stuff. So each character will have unique sets of those. And
so what if there's maybe a meter or a bar in which they can use their supers? So maybe like 3 that you have that replenish over time, or if you do something very good. And that way they could have like, let's say Sylvester the cat. He'll have a special pass. He'll have a Sylvester pass. He'll have a Sylvester shot, and he'll also maybe have a turbo where he can run faster. And then on top of that, they can also consume bars to do combo moves.
I think the combo moves are kind of just gimmies, but I like the idea of there being a meter for you to unlock your special moves, and maybe that meter is built up by doing combos or getting past certain people using just regular moves. And I guess that would be like a random dice check, where if you do go up to, let's say you meet one of the monsters and you're trying to push towards the goal, the game stops and then you have to do like a normal check. And then depending on your stats as either Sylvester or as Bugs Bunny, that check has a higher or lower roll check, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
and
just
all
to
this
dribble
is happening
past.
under the hood,
Exactly. You're not
and the
seeing
player
dice.
doesn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as it's going through.
I'm just trying to explain what's
you're
happening.
Gonna be,
yeah.
No, I understand. So I'm just making it abundantly clear. So you're going to be pre-programming these characters to move up, and as they move up, like if you get past a Monstar or you pass the ball past a Monstar and advance the ball up court, this will all gain you points. Points towards your meter that you use for special combos and stuff. Points on the board, I think, will also get you more meter.
Exactly. But the inspiration for all this, like I said, was that when you watch the movie, there's all these little cutscenes where they are doing combos with other tunes together that they would normally do, but pulling these jokes on the Monstars. And so while you're moving across the court, it'll just be random combinations that you could do with. I would say it's going to be like a random summon, quote unquote, where these combos that show up on court can just be any of the Looney Tunes. But when they do show up, you could use whatever the power that they do give you when you do combo with them. And so there obviously has to be different variations for each combo. Like Bugs Bunny and Lola will have multiple combination moves for different passes, different goals, different defensive and offensive plays.
And these different moves and stuff and these summons that you can do will be special. I mean, Tweety can't really play the game, but she can be summoned onto the court to play. Similarly, you can have different characters show up, or maybe different variations, like you said, since Bugs Bunny and Lola are the most iconic out of the group. And there's some to a lesser extent. You can have it where Bugs Bunny dons his bronze attire and wears a wig. He's always cross-dressed as far as anyone has known him. It's something that he does. His classic carrot eating technique, and he goes into a rabbit hole. Him fighting with Daffy Duck, rabbit season, duck season, all of that good stuff can all get in there. All those callbacks.
Exactly. And all of this will be like each one of these animations for these combo moves will be kind of like a throwback probably to either an older cartoon that they were together with, and also it will advance your progress on the court in the game depending on where you are and what you're trying to do, and so it's going to be a reference back to Looney Tune episodes while also mixing it in with the basketball game that you're playing.
So, and I imagine it being almost like when you're initiating these combos, a splash screen appearing, looking really nice, and it shows the main character up there, doing either a pose or about to do that move, and then it shows in game on the regular screen that you would be seeing.
See, I saw like the very combos
entertaining that way, since it's like an RTS. The combos would still be performed by the characters, but it's almost, imagine, I guess the most pop culture thing I can think of is when Ash is about to catch a Pokemon. There's a series of animations where he turns his hat sideways and then throws the ball.
Yeah.
So I would think that way you could see Bugs Bunny to a greater extent doing those things, or Daffy Duck to a greater extent about to do that.
See, I saw these combo moves more as like individual just cutscenes. Like it'll just stop the game and then you'll watch this short cutscene, kind of like
Or you can do that. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm saying a short cutscene.
Okay, cool. Like I see it more like how they do it in
like maybe 3-4 seconds. You know, it's gonna be really fast.
Exactly. Kind of like in pinball, where if you do something on the screen, it'll flash like a short
That's what I'm talking
animation.
about.
Yeah.
So it would show Bugs Bunny diving into a hole with the basketball, and then you see the basketball pop out of the hole, transition back to the game, and you see the basketball going towards the hoop.
Exactly.
And you either make it or don't.
All this being said, let's try to envision what this game looks like in terms of graphics. I
imagine 16-bit just from what I'm seeing and the examples they gave. They all look very enhanced 2D.
Right. I like to imagine what this game will actually look like is kind of like a 2.5D, kind of like I guess how like Mega Man, what's the newest Mega Man that just came out, 12 or is it 11? I don't remember at this point.
So yeah, it would be 2.5D, where it's still you're only operating on 2 planes, but your character looks 3-dimensional.
Yeah, like your models will be 3-dimensional, but it's not even going to be a 2D plane. It's going to be like an ISO. How I imagine it's going to be like the old school sports games, where it's like you could see all of the court, but you're doing it from a top view, but it's a little bit slanted. You know what I mean? So you could like see the depth of the characters, and then the camera will just follow you up or down the court, you know?
Yeah. No, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
All right. And then LeBron would obviously have to have some of his own moves in there where he can do certain things with characters, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, most definitely, like, if when you watch Space Jam, the original movie, one of the most jokes that they say is referring to Michael Jordan as your airness or the king of altitude, or, you know, like they always reference something that has to do with air.
His jump.
Yeah.
Air Jordan.
Exactly. And so it would definitely, we'd have to make a lot of references to LeBron James in the game. And I'm sure they will in the movie.
James.
Exactly.
Royalty. Throw, which, I mean, Bugs Bunny has done as well. You know, they'll throw on the cape, give him a scepter, a crown.
Exactly. Let's talk about the music. Since this game, you're getting thrown back in time to when the original Space Jam comes out. I imagine, and this will probably be hard to do, is get like MIDI / chiptune versions of the Space Jam movie soundtrack. So that's like, I Believe I Can Fly.
Oh, I think they could do it with this current. I think they could even do it with this current version. And remixes to them. Right.
I mean, I hear chip tune to go along with the art style and stuff, and it's also video gamey, you know, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'll feel like you're in cyberspace more.
Right. But I Believe I Could Fly in some sort of way has to be in this game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I'd say so. I Believe I Can Fly. I think that song in general is going to be a tough sell, just because it's by R. Kelly.
Right.
So,
but I mean, it's in the movie like 4 times.
Very true. Very true. Different time and place with that movie, but I think it should have some iconic songs like that. I just think just the original Space Jam thing. We're gonna jam.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that one definitely has to be in there.
That one, I would want to be chip tuned in.
For sure. Pricing, we don't have to talk about it because this game will be coming the Xbox Game Pass. So as long as you have an Xbox Game Pass, it will come with your subscription. But
yep. which I totally suggest people get who have Xbox. It's a great value.
In terms of the name of this game, I believe they'll probably just call it the name of the movie, the game. So Space Jam: A New Legacy, the video game, right?
Correct.
I mean, that's just what I assume.
Yeah, probably with a semicolon in there with a little title.
Right. Like maybe a subtitle that's not A New Legacy, but it's just going to be called Space Jam. Whatever.
Or, maybe semicolon, the game before the big game.
Something jokey like that.
And that would also be kind of layered because it is technically a basketball game before the basketball game.
Okay, I guess
we're also playing a video game before a basketball game.
We have to do it, Alex. So it's time to start your timer because it's time to name this game.
I thought I had it. I thought it was perfect.
Well, it is.
Didn't like
so
it.
It's going to be a short timer. So let's see where we get.
All right, here we go.
Is it going to be Space Jam, the game before the game before the movie?
Yeah. So, yeah, Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game before the movie.
How about just Space Jam? No, the prequel wouldn't work because then they'd think it's the prequel. No,
Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game before the game.
The game before
the big.
Oh, before the game. I got you. Okay, how long was that?
25 seconds.
Cool. Give us a description of Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game before the game.
So LeBron has found himself in cyberspace, and he finds that he has to take on the Brawl Stars and a rogue AI. In order to do so, the Toons have found that he must be trained and that he must understand the game of basketball, because what he understands as basketball and what they play are not the same. So he gets sucked back to the 90s where they were at peak condition, and they train with him against the other Brawl Stars, which I believe is that what you said? Yeah, no, the Brawl Stars wanted to suck him back in. He's playing the Brawl Stars, who wanted to play a game and wanted to live up and be their big selves again.
And so LeBron
does this. Monstars, yeah, not Brawl Stars. Thank you. Monstars, and he gets trained, and through that, he gets to team up and work with teamwork with his new teammates.
All right, so I think we have a game here, Alex. What do you think? Would this be a game you'd want to play, and is it fun?
Yeah, I'll give this a chance. This will definitely be like I feel like this would be a game that I'd want to play like an afternoon, really casually pick up, check it out, see. What I would want to see most is the different combos I could do with different Toons.
Yeah,
that would be the main selling point for me.
I mean, if it's on Game Pass, why not just give it a shot? It's probably going to be a pretty good movie too. I love Space Jam, and modern Space Jam I feel like would be pretty cool. And yeah, I'd definitely give it a shot. Like, one of my favorite parts of like Persona, for example, are the combo moves that you do get, and that short cutscene you get between the two characters that are doing the combo move. And so if this is just literally a game just full of combo moves, and each one's like its own short Looney Tunes short, I think it'd be a good time.
Oh yeah.
In terms of a game studio, it's going to be Microsoft WB. So we're good there. So with that, our 135th IP has gone gold. Part 1. We hope you look forward to this experience that could release. Who knows? It's up to you.
I think it's Other Ocean Interactive.
Other Ocean Interactive. That means everyone can write to @poundgames@gmail.com if you have anything to patch into the game we created today. Also, give us feedback. We are still learning how to make the show better, and your feedback really helps. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to back our ideas, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which you caught the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. If you liked our show, why not subscribe and give us all the stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review Space Jam: A New Legacy, the game before the game, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is Jay Yee.
And I'm Alex Gonzalez.
Thank you. And please remember that we are not game devs. And get ready for Alex's. I guess it depends on which one you listen to first. But Alex also has his Space Jam
Ocean.
idea.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be bringing the heat. Ocean Interactive released Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, the original, Monkey Ball 2 in 2002, and a bunch of other Super Monkey Ball.